Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to your Midweek Mindset Reset on Discover Your Dreams. Before we begin, let's pause the internal checklist for just a moment. Take a slow breath in through your nose and a steady exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale and let your shoulders soften as you exhale. If your mind is already listing what you need to finish today, what you forgot, what you should be doing instead of watching this, just notice that. You don't need to fix it. Just notice the habit of doing. This week, we're talking about something many of us struggle with quietly: doing less without guilt. For many of us, productivity became tied to worth early on. Being helpful meant being valuable. Being busy meant being important. Being exhausted meant we were trying hard enough. So when we do less, it can feel uncomfortable. Your inner voice might say, "You should be doing more. You're falling behind. You're not pulling your weight." But guilt doesn't always mean you're doing something wrong. Sometimes it just means you're doing something different than you were conditioned to do. Sometimes it's worth pausing to ask, who told you that you have to do everything? Because everything is a moving target. It's an illusion. There will always be something else waiting for you. More to fix, more to answer, more to improve, more to juggle. If your sense of enough depends on finishing it all, you'll almost never feel it. But enough doesn't live at the bottom of a to-do list. It's not something you earn by crossing off the last task. It's a choice you make about your own worth. You were already enough before any list existed. You're enough whether today's list is overflowing or almost empty. And you're still enough even on the days you decide to stop. This is where this week's affirmation becomes grounding. I don't need to do everything to be enough. Notice how that shifts the pressure. You don't need to carry everything. You don't need to respond to everything. You don't need to solve everything. Doing less is not failing. It's prioritizing. And sometimes it's protecting your energy. When you've spent years being the responsible one, the steady one, the capable one everyone turns to, doing less can feel strangely unsafe. It can stir up worries you don't always say out loud. Will people think less of me? Will everything fall apart if I'm not holding it all together? Will I lose the edge that's gotten me this far? Those questions make sense when you're used to carrying so much. But real, sustainable strength doesn't come from stretching yourself thinner and thinner. It comes from boundaries that protect your energy and your clarity. Doing less isn't about shrinking your life or becoming less of who you are. It's about refining your focus. It's choosing what genuinely matters and letting the rest wait without guilt. Here's a small practice to carry with you. At some point this week, choose one thing not to do. Not because you can't, not because you failed, but because you decided it wasn't necessary. Then notice what happens. Notice the guilt if it shows up. Notice the relief if that shows up. Stay with yourself through both and say it quietly. I don't need to do everything to be enough. Take a slow final breath and let your whole body soften for a moment. Let yourself settle into the kind of stillness we usually push past. In that quiet, remember this: you are not defined by what you produce. You are not measured by how much you get done. You are not the tally of completed tasks. You are already enough, even when you're resting, even when things are unfinished, even when you pause. And if it helps, say this with me: I don't need to do everything to be enough. Once more, gently. I don't need to do everything to be enough. Carry that truth with you this week. Let enough be something you inhabit, not something you chase or earn. Thank you for showing up for yourself today. I'll meet you again next week for another Midweek Mindset Reset.